I'm actually very surprised. He was a duelist one trick before, and he was retired, and then he comes back and he's playing Sentinel, and he's super smart because of the casting. So you put him on Chamber, and he's opping everyone. He's faster than everyone else in the server. So it's like, did he even need to retire?
Hey guys, this is Pedro back with another interview, this time covering VCT Americas Stage 2 2025 for playoffs this time. My guest at this time is Trent of G2 Esports, this time coming off of their match against 100 Thieves, in which they came out victorious, winning 2-0 to thus move on forward into the next stage of the upper bracket. And so, Trent, thank you so much. Job well done on this result. And fair to say that it was a very clean matchup and a very clean result for you and this team. First and foremost, I gotta ask you the usual question: how are you feeling? What's going through your mind, and etc.
Definitely feeling good. We played outstanding today. Uh, Energy was flowing, comms were flowing, ideas were flowing. It felt like everything was working. Like we were playing so good that everything was working. We knew what we needed to do in every round almost. So yeah, I mean they only won like eco rounds, I think, and then like they ecoed us on Sunset twice and Haven once. It happens. We'll fix that up. They'll get like 2 rounds next time.
Nevertheless, minor mistakes for this team being yours, of course, and besides that, you guys were able to just basically dominate them wire to wire. And obviously, there is the talk about like how 100 Thieves was going to look at or was shaping up against your team. And obviously, like, with the banning of Bind, it kind of felt like this will be a much more easier affair. Did you kind of like think that as well coming into it? If you just take away Bind, then everything else would be just simple.
Um, we didn't think like everything else would be simple, but we definitely knew like that's one of their strongest maps. Definitely just ban that. Even if they pick a good map against us, like they're still confident in that map. It's not like they're Bind. For some reason, their 100 Thieves and Bind have always just been like pretty solid for them. So seems like a clear ban for us. Just get some solid maps in for us.
That's it. Given what you said right at the very end of that answer, we saw you guys compete on Sunset for the first time in the VCT setting this year. I mean, obviously with that in mind, 100 Thieves went for that pick, and you guys used the chamber, the neon, interesting composition. And sure, we already saw you guys perform that on that map in other competitions so far this year, but still, how did you view the map pick from 100 Thieves for that Sunset? And what came to mind about this composition that you guys fielded in that map?
Well, it was very surprising, to be honest. We didn't think that they would pick it because they had like some rough showings in the past. So we thought maybe we could let it slide and ban it or ban it the second wave. But yeah, we're cooking up. We were cooking up, and it felt really well in scrim. So we kind of just went with it. I don't really know. I don't really know what else to say. I kind of just like, wait, this could be good, and then and then we scrimmed with it, and it was looking good. So we kind of just stuck to it.
100 Thieves has stood out as one of the teams that has been using the double dualism kind of thing in this meta. Obviously, with players like Austin and Cryo, why wouldn't you do that? With that in mind, given what you said about like Sunset and the surprising reaction from your side about the other side's decision, did it surprise you that it kind of went 13-4 in that map specifically?
Um, I mean, of course, when you 10-2 on both halves, it feels insane. Like energy super high, confidence is super high, so it feels very hard to lose those games, to be honest. But you still can, so you still have to lock in. But yeah, I mean, the maps just felt like everything was working for us, and we could literally run whatever we wanted, and it would work. So yeah, I mean, that's where the confidence came from, for sure.
I want to ask you now about 100 Thieves, and as I said, their trade of using double duelists, and them having a pretty respectable regular season before today, and coming into it, of course, as I said, also people were looking as to like the growth of this team with the addition of Cass. What was your observations of the 100 Thieves squad coming into today, and what were some of the aspects that the team tried to focus on more than the rest in today's match?
Yeah, so we knew that they like double duelists. They kind of run it on almost every map, maybe if I'm mistaken, but I think they run on every map. So we kind of like knew how we know how double duelist plays. We tried it also, but it didn't work out as clean for us. So we kind of just stick to what we know. But yeah, we know how the double duelist plays, and a lot of teams, including like tier 2 teams, are playing it. So it's very easy to get like reps against it. And yeah, I mean, I thought the addition of Kess was good. Boostio hadn't been playing good for since he joined 100 Thieves. So I thought the addition of Kess was going to be good for them. He can flex a lot of roles. He can play that second initiator. He can play that sentinel and the smokes if they need him to fill. So I feel like he was a very good addition for them. I think they just need to get some more reps in and uh, just kind of get smarter at the game. They felt pretty easy to read, but we still had to work. They made us work for it, but once we do what we know, then it felt pretty easy.
You guys did exactly do what you guys normally do, and what you guys did is win. And it's a continuation of this one. You like that connection of words, right, in that sentence. Try to do my best on that. As I was saying, it's a continuation of the team's form on the regular season. Sure, you guys lost to Sentinels in that first week of the regular season, but since then, you guys have not dropped a series, and so it's good to see you guys continue to perform well. Obviously, I had plenty of opportunities to talk to a few of your teammates in this stage too. I want to ask for your perspective and your view as to how the team has been progressing through stage 2 in regular season and playoffs. What has been the biggest takeaways for yourself on top of just having to bring in Baby Bay into the squad for Leaf? What else has been sticking out to you in terms of this time frame?
I feel like we as a team have just been getting so much smarter, and like we recognize situations very fast, and we're quick to communicate what we want to do, and also quick to communicate like what the other team is doing or what we think they're doing based on like what's happening. And we're able to like move our pieces around like chess basically. So we're able to be in the right spots at the right time, and even if we're not, the we're still playing correctly. They're trying to get theirs, or they're playing out and they're limiting space, or they're all of us are just doing our role perfectly, and it's kind of all just like it's fallen into our hands basically. We've all gotten so good individually. We're all shooting. We're all calling what we think we need to do. We're like everything just feels really good right now. It's kind of like we're honeymooning, but we have the same team. So it, like I said, I feel like we've all just gotten so much smarter, and that's definitely a shout out to the coaching staff. Like Anders and Shaq and Josh, they're all putting in so much time to make sure that like all these scenarios that we messed up in practice are fixed. And it's been long, it's been hard, especially including Baby Bay. We've had to go over a lot of stuff with him and making sure he's, comfortable in our system. But I think since that we added him, we've like had to go over more things, and so now everyone understands what we need to do. So it kind of just like it was kind of a blessing, right? And when Leaf comes back, he's been watching the scrims, he's been watching the games, so he's still up to date. And hopefully, when he comes back, we're better than we were before. We'll bring home the three-peat.
Obviously, there's all this talk about Baby Bay being the vibes merchant of this G2 squad in stage 2. So I kind of want to ask you a question about that, but not really like looking into that part. Besides the vibes merchant kind of thing that Baby Bay has brought to the team, what else has been the biggest difference for yourself in terms of playing with him and playing with Leaf?
Um, there's honestly not too much of a difference. He's kind of just like put on Leaf's shoes and is filling in his role, and he's doing it really well. I'm actually very surprised. He was a duelist one trick before, and he was retired, and then he comes back and he's playing Sentinel, and he's super smart because of the casting. So he's adding his input. and you put him on chamber and he's opping everyone. He's faster than everyone else in the server. So it's like, did he even need to retire? Maybe he might be better than some people actually in the league. So, but he's definitely a vibes merchant. He keeps the vibes high. He's always yelling. He's talking smack to the other team. So he's helped us a lot. But yeah, I think he, like, adding him hasn't changed much about the team. We haven't had to cater to him. He's been like putting in a lot of hours, especially with the coaching staff, just getting everything down that he needs to get down and fast. He's a very fast learner, so it's been very easy to incorporate him in the team.
Yeah, of course. And like, I'm kind of looking up the stats about like on VLR about op kills. He's got like 4 of them today in this entire series. So like, and I also remember like him saying like things like, "Oh, I'm not really a good op player, but like, she's been still performing pretty well with that weapon." So, I mean, you kind of said it right there in your answer. Is he like one of the best oppers recent right now?
I think he's up there. Like, even in scrims, or like when we're playing against the tier 1 teams, or like even in the matches that we played before, the group stage, like, he's so fast. People don't even get to shoot. They're already dead. So we're kind of leaning into that, handing him the op sometimes, but we also still got Giacomo and Jonah. He picks it up sometimes. So you don't know who has the op. You don't know where you're going. It's very hard to play against us, I think. So it's very good.
And an embarrassment of riches, I would say. You know that I think that's the best way to describe this G2 squad. That said, now moving forward into the next round of the playoffs, you guys have NRG awaiting you in that matchup. I remember this one graphic that they showed, in on the Twitter, and kind of comparing like Mata and Jogma. I'm not sure if you've seen that. Yeah, just bringing in the spice to this matchup. What are your biggest observations of your upcoming opponent, and yeah, in anticipation of tomorrow?
I think that we're already in their head. They're tweeting that we're gonna play them before we even played against 100 Thieves. They know we're gonna win. They're already prepping us. They probably didn't even prepare to play against 100 Thieves. So I already know how many hours they're putting in to beat us, but it's not gonna be enough. So I don't think that they're gonna beat us. I don't think they stand a chance. It might not be as dominant of a win as today, but I think we'll still come out on top. They're them tweeting like that means that they're already talking about it too, because they had to ask the players or the coach, whatever. And I think it's just funny, honestly. They knew they were going to play us. We're going to win. You're already scared of us. And we just did that to 100 Thieves. They're definitely scared.
Of course, nothing else to be said about more than that. And so, Trent, I'm going to wrap it up right here. Definitely looking forward to tomorrow and that matchup. And still, though, got to give my thanks to you for the interview, another opportunity, and give me your answers as always. And of course, best of luck goes to you for tomorrow.